Hello, my name is Catherine Miner. I'm one of the French program consultants here at CLET World Languages, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today to share a little bit of information about Défis francophones, which is a student-centered French program that places culture at the heart of language learning. Just in case CLET World Languages is a new name for you, I wanted to start by sharing this brief video about who we are and what we do.
To us, languages are tools for communication and action. We create content that helps build authentic communicative competence. Our materials are inclusive. Authentic. Accessible, and user-friendly. With our materials, the classroom becomes a space where students develop 21st century skills, such as collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking.
So, as you can see, we are a world languages publisher offering materials for Spanish, French, German, and Italian. And our mission is to help students learn languages that they can use in real-life situations. And we do that through offering engaging and meaningful content that really sparks their curiosity and motivates them to learn. And the second part of our mission is, of course, helping you and supporting you as educators, because we know that you play a key role in language learning. And so we want to offer you extensive resources and lots of opportunities for professional development. So today we're going to see how these goals are carried out, specifically when looking at Défis francophones. For a brief overview, Défis francophones is an inclusive, innovative, two-level program aimed at students learning French at the introductory and intermediate level. It follows a communicative approach where students are using the language to collaborate and communicate and to accomplish projects that are inspired by real-world scenarios. The engaging content offers a modern and authentic portrait of contemporary France and Francophone culture. And of course, it is perfectly aligned with ACTFL World Readiness Standards. You're going to see all 5 C's engaged across all 4 skills and all 3 modes of communication. As I've mentioned, the complete series is 2 volumes, one for introductory courses and one for intermediate courses, and you can see the corresponding ACTFL levels here underneath. If you're using this in high school classes, you'd like to use Défis francophones 1 over multiple years, say for your French 1 and 2 classes, and then move on to level 2 for more advanced classes. The different components of the series, you can see them here. There's a student edition, which contains 16 chapters for each level, and each of those chapters is divided into 2 dossiers or lessons. The workbook for this series is entirely digital and allows for extensive and targeted practice. There's a teacher's edition available in both print and digital format, and of course, the rich wealth of resources available on the My French Hub online platform, which I'll speak more about later. So here we can take a quick look at part of the scope and sequence for level 1. You'll see that it lays out the general chapter themes and then the sub-theme for each lesson. We have the défis, which are the projects at the end of each lesson that allow students to demonstrate their new skills and understanding in the target language. And you can also see what reflections on society and culture are presented in each chapter, what communicative goals are laid out, and which grammar points, vocabulary, and phonetic concepts are introduced. And of course, the great thing about Défis francophones is that while these goals are clearly delineated in the table of contents, they are all strung together seamlessly in the content of the lesson itself. Culture is at the heart of Défis francophones, and it serves as the connecting thread for all parts of the unit. Students learn grammar and vocabulary in a cultural context that helps them accomplish their communicative goals. So let's move on and look a little bit more closely at how this comes together in the organization of a particular chapter. You can start with the opening page, which introduces the general cultural theme of each chapter, as well as the sub-themes of the two dossiers or lessons. You have an intro image to activate students' prior knowledge and personal life experiences and introduce them to the chapter theme. We then move on to this beautiful découvrir spread. It's a highly visual double-page format because we know that beginning language learners rely heavily on context clues. So these pages are filled with engaging images, simple language, and lots of cognates, and a clear progression that introduces the lesson's theme and some initial vocabulary. There are clear verb-led instructions accompanied by icons that help students understand the task at hand. So you'll note regarder, comprendre et réagir, or écouter, comprendre et réagir. And the digital resources are clearly marked out at the top so that both you and your students will know where to find accompanying documents and media on My French Hub. And speaking of My French Hub, one of the nicest features of Défis francophones is that every document featured in the series is also available in audio form on the digital platform. We call these textes lus, and they allow students to listen to the document being read as they follow along. It's a great feature for accessibility and pronunciation practice, and students can even choose to listen in a French or Quebecois accent. Each chapter of Défis francophones also includes one authentic video with culturally meaningful content and thought-provoking themes. They're available on the platform with or without French subtitles. Let's take a quick look at the video for chapter 4.
Il paraît bien sûr préférable de donner un toit à ceux qui n'en ont pas. L'exemple d'une étudiante qui vit difficilement à Paris, qu'ont rencontré Florence Lecnec et Adil Farkan.
Immeuble de prestige, chambre de charme, vue sur tout Paris, 500 € par mois. Voilà l'annonce imaginaire mais réaliste du logement qu'occupe Émilie depuis 10 mois. La jeune Québécoise vit ici à titre gratuit, 11 mètres carrés, qui constituent en quelque sorte son salaire de jeune fille au pair.
C'est ici pour dormir là. Je peux pas recevoir, je pourrais pas faire une fête là même avec 4, ça serait même les chaises, c'est les chaises qui prennent trop de place.
Et pourtant, les toilettes et la douche existent, même s'ils sont un peu plus loin que le palier, un étage en dessous.
So you can see that students are going to be really engaged by the material of these videos. It's talking about themes that will be of interest to them, our living space, how we deal with it, what works, what doesn't work. And even if they don't understand every word, they're able to follow the general themes and cultural information being introduced in the video. So moving back to the lesson structure, you'll see that each lesson contains 2 double-page spreads that guide students using a clear and predictable sequence of activities and invites them to build critical thinking skills and interpretive skills by engaging with authentic cultural documents. Grammar and vocabulary are presented inductively. Students read and make observations about the documents and use the language of these texts to actively co-construct grammar rules based on their observations. They then move on to a variety of highly personalized and meaningful interpersonal and presentational communicative activities. Finally, students can harness their newfound skills to accomplish the lesson's défi, a task requiring them to combine all the linguistic and cultural elements of the lesson to produce a creative project with real-world implications. While grammar and vocabulary are first presented inductively and in context for each lesson, each chapter ends with a set of reference pages that students can refer to for more detailed explanations. Ressources grammaticales feature meaningful examples with explanations in English and with helpful icons like remember and careful to help students be aware of exceptions. There's also an online grammar reinforcement component in the form of grammar tutorial videos that are available on My French Hub. Here's a clip from one on negation. These are great for you if you have students who are more visual learners or if you like to present material in multiple formats, which has been shown to increase retention and comprehension.
Bonjour tout le monde! Dans cette vidéo, nous allons parler de la négation. Prenons un exemple avec cette phrase. Elle aime la bande dessinée. Pour exprimer le contraire, je transforme la phrase à la forme négative. Pour cela, j'ajoute ne.
So as you can see, lots of text on the screen, lots of visual cues, lots of modeling for students in these grammar tutorial videos. The other resources section at the end of each chapter is the ressources lexicales. This two-page spread organizes the chapter vocabulary visually and thematically with illustrations and the inclusion of Canadian French terms and colloquial language, so students come to understand that French is an evolving language spoken in different ways and in different French-speaking countries. There's also a section on frequent word combinations that arranges vocabulary into useful chunks, demonstrating visually how the different puzzle pieces come together to create meaningful communication. And to help students work on their pronunciation, you'll find phonetic tutorial videos available on My French Hub that address not only the pronunciation of individual words or phonemes, but that help students develop an ear for the flow and cadence of the French language. So here's a short clip from one of those.
En français, l'intonation s'étage sur 4 niveaux. L'étage le plus confortable est le rez-de-chaussée, le niveau 2. En général, on commence la phrase sur le niveau 2. Pour signifier qu'on a fini de parler, l'intonation descend. Quand on a fini de parler, on descend au premier niveau.
À Tahiti, on aime le surf. Tititita, tititita.
And finally, each chapter of Défis francophones features 3 pages of workbook-like exercises that offer additional writing practice contextualized around the chapter themes. One final feature of the print textbook that I'd like to mention is the bonus dossier of additional double-page Découvrir features. So as a reminder, the Découvrir section is that beautiful 2-page illustrated feature that opens each lesson and introduces general themes and vocabulary. And while you'll see a wide variety of French-speaking countries are represented throughout the textbook, countries in West Africa and in North Africa and in Europe and also in the Pacific, this bonus Découvrir feature focuses specifically on the French-speaking countries and regions of the Americas. So they present the same thematic and linguistic content as other Découvrir features in the book, but through a different cultural lens. Teachers can choose which dossier they want to present to their class, or even present both to provide additional opportunities for intercultural comparisons. Here you have an example from Quebec and also one from Louisiana. Défis francophones also offers robust digital resources on My French Hub. We know that educators are very busy, and we want to provide you with as many resources and tools as possible to help make your class management easier. The interactive features you'll find on the platform include an enriched e-text version of the student edition, an e-text version of the teacher's edition, an interactive version of the student textbook, an interactive workbook that contains about 30 activities per chapter, many of which are self-correcting to provide instant feedback for students. So they come to class knowing what they've mastered and where they need additional support. There's also a bonus défi numérique that helps students build digital literacy skills and introduces them to new online tools for creating content. And you'll also find those grammar tutorial videos that we already saw, the pronunciation video tutorials, those authentic videos for each chapter that are drawn from a wide variety of sources, some of them reportage and actualité, like the one we saw, others from advertising campaigns, others short film clips. You find those audio recordings by native speakers, an assessment program, scripts, answer keys, the closed captions, and audio recordings for all of the videos, and much more. The interactive textbook on the platform really allows students the ability to write directly in the text input fields for open-ended activities and send their results to their teacher for grading. They can record audio files to practice their pronunciation. They can redo activities with multiple attempts. And you as a teacher can customize and personalize your activities and even create your own on the platform. Finally, I'll talk briefly about the assessment materials that accompany the series. Of course, the Défis are a project-based assessment that allows students to demonstrate their communicative and cultural competence, but we also offer a complementary assessment program, which includes interactive multiple choice quizzes for each chapter and a downloadable multiple choice question bank that targets vocabulary, grammar, and culture. And you'll also find summative chapter tests for each chapter that address all 3 modes of communication and all 4 skills, including downloadable audio files for listening activities. And these chapter tests are available in Word and PDF format, so you can use them as they are or adapt them to suit the needs of your particular class. So in conclusion, why Défis francophones? Défis francophones is a communicative, student-centered approach to learning French. It offers modern, authentic documents and a wide variety of texts. It offers students a diverse and nuanced portrayal of contemporary France and the French-speaking world, a robust online component, and support and resources for both teachers and students. Thank you very much for your time today and for allowing me to share some information about Défis francophones. Our team at Clut World Languages is here for you. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We look forward to hearing from you and wish you all an excellent school year.